Hello, everyone. I trust you're having a good weekend. It's Saturday, June the 18th. The problem with Meghan is she was always jealous of Catherine. Birthday snub and the truth about who made who cry. Disclaimer can be found in the description of this video. Thank you for watching these videos and also for your support. Okay, let's get started. This will be a rather short one. Oh, sorry. There we go. All right. The Cambridges missing Lilibet's birthday felt like a kick in the teeth to the Sussexes, sources say. They were scheduled to be in Wales, to be fair. Of course they were. How could they attend something that had been scheduled to them 18 months in advance when they began planning the Platinum Jubilee, and everybody knew that their calendars would be booked as each were spreading out to take care of attending the events in place of Her Majesty since she was unable to. So for Meghan to go back to the U.S. with her tail between her legs and licking her wounds, she's now putting out all types of PR where she's disparaging them once again. She really just detests Catherine because Catherine is everything that she could never be, and that's what my opinion is. But the day wasn't all sunshine and rainbows. Of the people who couldn't attend Prince William and Kate Middleton's absence at the party that cut the deepest, according to one source close to the Duke of Sussex. It was a kick in the teeth that the Cambridges didn't attend, the source told Heat. For Meghan, it just strengthened her resolve to not come back. Please, you never wanted to attend in the first place. We all know that. This was just a way for you to gaslight Harry and let him know that, see, this is why we left. Your family doesn't care about you. And if Harry had any sense at all, he would have been able to say, of course, we invited them, knowing that they probably could not attend. They were attending multiple events in the morning and in the afternoon and taking their actual children out with them so that they could be seen by the public instead of using other people's children to exploit them, to be on Meghan's Closet and to be on the jewelry Instagram page using the Phillips and Tyndall kids and merching your little pinky ring. As previously reported, the Cambridges were scheduled to visit Wales on that day in advance, and they couldn't exactly skip the visit, one source told Entertainment Tonight post-Jubilee. It's simply a coincidence they fell on the same day. There was no intended slight. There was no intended slight, none whatsoever. And it wasn't a coincidence, except if you realize that Meghan and Harry were not even planning to go until a week or so before. They had not confirmed their attending and arriving back in the UK for the Jubilee, which they only went to one event. But how could you expect William and Kate to go? And they knew this. I think they even planned it just so they could get in the media, so they could put the picture out of their daughter. Of course, sending it out to various news outlets once they were on the plane headed back to the United States. The reception by the royal family as a whole was frosty at best, which Heat source also commented on. Harry and Meghan knew that there would be awkward moments, but they had no idea how hostile the reception would be, they said. Do you really think that you're going to be welcomed back and warmly received with open arms after you've put out article after article disparaging them, putting them down, and talking about how they're all trapped in an institution and a system that Harry wanted to be free of? They added, being ridiculed like that was very hard for Harry to take. Well, you know what? Harry and Meghan, grow up. And if you don't realize that you're the cause of exactly what occurred with people not being happy that you were there and the rest of the family, then you really need to talk to your psychiatrist and find out why people may be feeling the way they are. If it's not comprehensible to you. He tries not to read the negative things written about them, but it was there, so was no avoiding it. They've been accused of milking their fame and being money hungry. There were plenty of cheers for them too, but they know some of the public didn't want them to come back for the Jubilee, and that was really hurtful. Well, I've got out my tiny violin, and I'm playing it for you. Grow up and start acting like the 40-year-old adults that you are. You're not children. You're halfway through life now. So could a second interview be happening? Prince Harry and Meghan might, and I say that again, might be planning another sit-down interview with Oprah Winfrey. So it says they might be planning this. It doesn't say that Oprah's planning that. And I wanted to remind you that Neil Sean had contacted Harpo Productions, in which, again, Oprah had said, or her people, that she had no intention of revisiting the interview with the Duke and Duchess. It's time to change the narrative on recent claims against the couple, the sources say. Tina Brown's newest book, The Palace Papers, has apparently touched such a nerve with the Sussexes that they are looking to do a second sit-down interview, OK reports. So I went to where OK had put this in their article. OK, royals. Meghan Markle and Prince Harry are looking to do another sit-down interview after Tina Brown's blast couple insider reveals former actress wants to change the narrative. Well, the question is, does Oprah want to sit down with them? After she pulled it from the internet that she was embarrassed and that it made her friend Gayle King look bad on ABC morning show after all of the debunking came out, in which people could give examples of why what Meghan said did not appear to be the truth, as again, recollections may vary. And they were varying for not only the Queen, the royals, but for the rest of the public as well. So what do you think? I think the only way Oprah would sit down with them is for her salvage her own credibility and question their statements. I don't see Oprah supporting Harry and Meghan since all the backlash of the first sit-down she received, but I could be wrong. So let me know what you think. And this is the Oprah with Meghan and Harry. And if you look, it said only 44% liked the movie. Oprah Winfrey speaks with Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, in a wide-ranging interview. It wasn't wide-ranging. It was just all the topics that Meghan wanted to bring up. And I'll tell you a little bit more about that. So with a 44% approval rating, I don't think it was the success or the interview of a lifetime, as Gayle King, Oprah's friend, stated on the morning news that it was the best interview that she had ever given. I think she'll remember it now as the worst and most regrettable interview that she ever gave. And I'm sorry, the network was CBS, not ABC. And there were 17.1 million viewers. The royal family failed to correct the false narrative around her, Meghan said. This was on Oprah. The tabloid stories came out one after the other, Meghan said, after her diva-like behavior and how she had bullied her staff about her supposed rift with her sister-in-law, Kate, the Duchess of Cambridge. Not only were they not true, Meghan said, but the royal family did nothing to correct them. What are they supposed to do? How are they going to prevent journalists from writing about anything? And if you felt like it was wrong, you're very litigious, why didn't you sue? Because it would have come out that people who attended the dress fitting and then spoke about it, that you really did make Kate cry, and that it was you and Jessica Maroney's daughter were kind of upsetting Charlotte and talking about her behavior when Catherine only wanted to let you know that stockings were supposed to be worn, or tights, by the young girls. And then you could see the children at the wedding rubbing their ankles to where the bands going across in their little flat dress shoes were very irritating to their feet, and it didn't look good. She came to understand, she said, that the royal family was willing to lie to protect other members of the family, but they weren't willing to tell the truth to protect me and my husband. Can you believe she actually said that on the Oprah interview? In a particularly resonant example, she said, the tabloids reported long after her wedding that she had made Kate cry before the lavish event over the bridesmaid's dress that Kate's daughter was meant to wear. In fact, Meghan said, it was Kate who made me cry. Well, no, it wasn't. But Catherine was very upset, and she was said to have left with her daughter, and that later she took flowers around by Nottingham Cottage and wanted to apologize to Meghan to smooth it over because Catherine had just had a baby, and that she didn't want there to be any upset on Meghan's end. And Meghan opened the door. Catherine apologized, and she did not accept the flowers, and she slammed the door in Catherine's face, allegedly, is what the truth is. Kate apologized, sent the flowers, Meghan said, but when the tabloid reports came out, no member of the royal family made an effort to correct the record. Why would they? Especially if they weren't there. How could they speak about what happened if they weren't at the dress fitting? I'm talking about things that are super artificial and inconsequential, Meghan said. But the narrative about, making Kate cry, I think was the beginning of a real character assassination, and they knew it wasn't true. No, they didn't know it wasn't true. And again, they can't prevent a newspaper from going out and writing something, because if they could, they would have stopped the papers from writing about all the lies that you put out in your PR spin and narrative with your PR team. So we know exactly what occurred. We have intelligence to be able to figure out what we believe. We don't have to believe what we read in the newspaper, because we can do research and look through all of the sources and gather the information and make up our minds for ourselves. So really, did you expect the Queen to call up the newspapers and tell them to retract the story that Kate had made you cry? Nobody that was at the dress fitting recalled you crying. Lies, 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 in my opinion, from Meghan, out of jealousy of Catherine and her position. And she had lied to Harry, in my humble opinion. She couldn't let Harry know how she had mistreated Catherine, because Harry had been very fond of Duchess Catherine. And Meghan she was jealous of that fondness that he had, and she wanted to come in between them. So she slowly gaslit Harry and made him believe that Catherine was jealous of her and was making her miserable and unhappy. And why Harry believed it, I don't know. Hopefully, he's now starting to realize that many of the things that happened were not as Meghan had said. Just like the falling out between Meghan and her father. Thank you for watching. I hope you'll like, subscribe, set your notification, and please leave your comments. Let me know what you think about these articles or anything else you would like to discuss. I appreciate your taking time out of your day to spend time with me, and I appreciate the support and that you give me, and that you take the time to comment and share things with me. Have a pleasant weekend, and I'll be back with you in the next video. And thank you all again. Much love and many blessings.